Okay, so I needed to make this video like right now because I'm feeling really like emotional, and it's because like I think like maybe I didn't make this point clear like in previous videos, and maybe it's not obvious, but I'm a black woman on planet Earth. So at first I was going to make this a rant video, but I've calmed down. I have taken a lap or two, and I feel like my nerves are more simmered down. So this is just going to be a very straightforward video about what I believe turned the divine feminine woman into a divine feminine woman, because it was her circumstances on earth that really made her had to turn to the divine, just to feel like she had some support, because she didn't have any on earth. And maybe perhaps from my perspective, I'm specifically speaking about black women, which I don't care what ideologies are out there today. Black women are the birth of all nations. So I'm talking from a black woman's standpoint of view. You don't have to like black women. You don't have to think black women are superior in every way, but they fucking are. So I just wanted to make this video about what I think built the divine feminine and where she came from, because as anybody can see if they have two eyes, black women, at least in America, they're the least protected and the most fucking objectified, the most exploited, and just the least valuable. Okay, so these are facts. If you are going to sit there and act like this is not the truth, then you lack perception and intelligence. So I want to go down this list of different things that I wrote down and why I believe the divine feminine became who she is today, because she literally had no other choice. So my first point is her femininity was perverted on Earth, which is what I just said. It was how she was treated on planet Earth. I had to stop recording because my baby was making a bunch of noise. I can't stand that. So she's doing her own thing now. Okay. So I figure I can record this video. I have about an hour of sunlight left, and this just needs to be something that I address. So before I cut the video off, I was talking about what the divine feminine is and how she became who she is. And I told you I was going to be speaking from the standpoint of a black woman, because it's hard for me to even see the divinity in other groups of women the same way. So again, call me biased. I truly don't give a fuck. There are people being biased every single day in their own cultures. So this is my culture, fucking goddess culture. And I want to talk about what made this divine feminine, because people seem to think that she just emerged on earth and everything was handed to her and she's just privileged or something like that, when that's not the truth. In fact, I'm going to speak my fucking story and tell you how I literally had to go through initiation, and I had to balance masculine and feminine energy, even though I'm not designed to here on planet Earth. Okay, so what did make the divine feminine? So first of all, her femininity was perverted on Earth. That's what happened on planet Earth in this realm. Her femininity was exploited. It was objectified. It was perverted. It was taken for granted and taken advantage of. This is what happens. And as a black woman, I haven't seen this happen to any other group of women globally. I haven't seen it happen on the same global scale as I've seen it with black women. Okay? That's why I have to do it for the black women. When it comes down to just body image, it's really funny to me how to this day there are multiple groups of women who do whatever it is possible to achieve what comes naturally to a black woman. That's why I have to make this video. I don't care about sparing feelings. My feelings weren't fucking spared in every day that I walked this fucking earth. So when I'm thinking about like how just her body image and how people can literally rip off like her curves and her looks and try to be like her because she has the most feminine qualities. She has breasts, she has ass, okay? And everybody wants that because everybody's aware of that represents, on the biological anatomical level, it represents fertility. Fertile like the brown earth outside. This is nature that we're talking about. Even today, black women, a lot of black women only display like the emotion anger because it's a protective mechanism. And it's funny how like people like to talk about angry black women and this and that and stuff like that. And it's like people want to try to criticize a black woman for not being a soft woman in this world when this world has always put her in the position to be hard. This world, this physical realm, has always put the black woman in the position to be hard. You can pretend you can't see that if you want to. You can act like that doesn't exist. That's demonic behavior if you want to act like that. It's not divine behavior at all. Even today, gay men, I have to bring up gay men because for some reason, I don't understand why even gay men have to emulate black women. Like they want to talk like black women. They want to be like, girl, because I'm a queen. Everything comes from a black woman, and it's like this world can't even have fucking creativity if it weren't for black women. Because again, we come from the soil of the earth, hence the fucking strong concentration of melanin. So I don't even want to get into colorism and how, like, yes, obviously the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, but it's not like people treat that juice like it's more precious for whatever the fuck reason. It's as if they are, oh, yes, because they're not even in line with spirit or nature or the divine. So what made the divine feminine have to be so hard? Why can't she rest in her femininity on planet Earth? Why can't the divine feminine be a feminine woman? Well, let's just start from the beginning and start with the fucking treason and backstabbery of the male gender. Let's start there because that's impossible to not fucking notice. You see me. There's no mistake that I'm a black woman. Some people like to pretend and want to go there and be like, well, are you mixed just because I'm one of the prettier black women? That's bullshit. Always has been ever since I was growing up. No, bitch, I'm not mixed. I'm a full black woman. Both of my parents are black. That's what makes me a black woman. Biracial women are not black women. They are biracial women. So let's cut the nonsense out. It's 2022. When I say I'm tired, I mean I'm fucking tired. I'm really tired of the bullshit that goes down on planet Earth. So what happened to the black woman? Well, she was abandoned a long time ago by men. That's where she gets her abandonment issues from. She had to fend for herself against men to protect herself the best way that she knew how. It's sad that I'm still living out this story in 2022 because this world is actually not getting and turning into a better place. Niggas are just acting more stupid and like they can't fucking see these things, which is fine. They don't need to. That's why I am the way I am. The men in her life never walked in their own divine masculinity, right? Which is protecting, providing, and yes, sheltering from evil and harm. That is the job of the masculine energy on planet Earth. That's the way it's supposed to be in this realm. And unfortunately, black women were never even given that fucking luxury. I'm talking about the vast majority because it is the vast majority. That's what I'm talking about. She was abandoned by men a long ass time ago because they didn't want to walk in their own divine masculinity. They didn't want to rise to the occasion of being a man that could protect her. So she had to protect herself. When she walks this earth, depleted of energy, depleted of hope, depleted of a chance to thrive, and she's always in survival mode, that's what makes her divine. What does it make her divine for? Because she has no choice but to turn up. And I don't mean turn up like party. I mean like turn up to the divine. She has nobody that she can count on planet Earth. She has to turn to the divine if she wants some real protection, because we do walk this earth with real demons. And unfortunately for black women, the men in her culture are the number one demons on planet Earth. Everyone wants to talk about like white men and how they go through raping and pillaging and things like that. Like black men don't do that to their own women daily. Daily. They don't have armies because, again, they never thought it was important to rise to their masculinity. So they don't know how to be leaders. They don't know how to form groups. They can't form an army. They don't have neighborhoods that are assigned to them. They can't own churches and own banks because, again, that's not something that the men in her community, black men that are anatomically built to be strong, anatomically built to be something, but in their brains decided they're not going to be anything. And I guess I'm feeling a little triggered because when I made that video with my sister, we were on live, and it was just funny because the guy that got on there was a young black man. And I say young black man because he's 35. And he got on there proud, proclaiming that he ain't shit. A black man. Proud of that shit. And it's really sad because when men like that, who proclaim that they ain't shit, know they have nothing to offer any woman, not even just black women. They have nothing to offer any woman. Those are the ones that, unfortunately, that we've been pinned with. Those are the men, unfortunately, of our society. Because another thing that happened to her in the objectification and the demeaning of her femininity, black men were the number one people to try and drag her down and make her feel like less of a woman when she is the original woman. It's actually really funny just saying it out loud because it's so goddamn foolish. And this is the type of shit that happens on planet Earth, which is the devil's domain, mind you. So she had to turn to the divine. Because if she was ever going to get protection and nurturance and anything back on this earth, it wasn't going to come from other human beings, unfortunately. It was going to be something that she had to pray for. It was going to be something that she had to do spells for. It was going to be something that she had to do internally because externally, shit was just not set up in her favor. That's why I'm speaking from a black woman's standpoint. I don't understand other women. I don't see that they go through the same things that black women go through on a daily basis. That's just not what I see. And I can't say that it's necessarily because black women are supposedly uneducated or anything like that, because apparently, according to the statistics, black women are the most educated women in America. Apparently. I don't know. I haven't done the studies. I really don't know. But it sounds about right when I see the strength of a black woman compared to anybody. So when she realized she couldn't depend on anybody on planet Earth, she turned to the divine. She turned to the divine for solace and protection and nurturance and for all those things that other people on planet Earth just couldn't give her and weren't willing to give her. She had to count on the divine to give it to her if she was ever going to reap any reward and benefit in this realm. So again, going back to my topic of the divine feminine woman, and specifically the divine black feminine woman, I'm sitting here and I just can't believe that we're still here. Like, I can't believe that black women still have to deal with this bullshit. I really don't. And so the men in her community and the men even outside of her community obviously didn't defend her, didn't protect her, didn't nurture her, didn't uplift her, did not treat her like the Proverbs 31 woman. So she had to undergo her initiation into divinity, not even into womanhood. She had to undergo her initiation into divinity because that's the only way that she can walk on planet Earth and be protected. Let's just talk about the spirituality of this all, because isn't it all spiritual at the end of the day, as above, so below? This is my perfect way to make the video with the devil versus the lovers. That's going to be my next video, because you're going to see what love is versus lust and this bullshit that people want to call love. And I know I already said in my twin flame video that I've given up on this shit that goes down here. So when the masculine energy in her life, when the masculines did not show up for this divine feminine, this black woman, natural born woman and mother of all generations, she got lost. She was lost trying to understand what the fuck she did, trying to understand what the fuck she did to not be deserving of all the shit that she deserves for being the original mother, the OG. Why she didn't get the recompense, why she didn't get the honor, why she didn't get the upliftment, all of that. And she got lost and she turned within. She started following her intuition, which was always supposed to be her natural born gift anyway. She strengthened her connection with the divine spirit. She had to stop looking. She had to close her eyes and open her third eye out of necessity, as a survival mechanism. That's what she had to do, because she didn't have the resources or even access to the resources the way she's rightfully supposed to. What is her birthright? Black people, I know, operate from this mentality of broken self-esteem. Literally broke. And they don't want to do the work to uplift themselves for some reason. They want to flaunt around on this devil's playground pretending to be somebody instead of just becoming somebody. And that's just shit. That's why I look at a lot of shit like it's all really weird to me. I'm talking slowly. Honestly, I can't even get animated the way I want to get animated because I'm just so goddamn tired. I'm just worn the fuck out. She had to, the divine feminine woman, like the one you see in front of you talking right now, what the fuck did she have to do? This divine feminine woman who was raped and tarnished and thrown to the side and unprotected and not taken care of and not nurtured and not made to feel like she is the most beautiful woman that walks the face of the planet. She had to find that confidence on her own. She had to build her vessel by herself from the spirit of sanctity. That's what she had to do. I do not know if other groups of women do this internal work. I really do not. I don't know if it means as much to them as I know it does to me as a black woman. Because I real shit had to do this. For real. I don't have the luxury to be out here fucking joking. That was never my luxury. Not as a black woman, not in this realm. So she got a blueprint of sanctity and she started building herself up. And that's why it makes me laugh, because it don't even be just other groups of people. It be other black women telling me and saying that I'm bougie. And it's just like, the confidence that I have, if that's what makes me bougie, then I'm bougie. Because the confidence that I have comes from within. The confidence that I have was built off of my own strength. The confidence that I have was not because I get fucking hollered at every time I walk outside of my house. That's not where my fucking confidence comes from, because I know who I am. I had to find myself, remember? Because I was lost. Through my initiation into divinity, not through my initiation into womanhood, because this world wasn't even gonna allow me to become a woman and relax as a woman. That's not what this world is here for. The black woman is the least supported. When she underwent her initiation into divinity, she became high in divinity. So that's that glow, or that's that aura, or that's that potent energy that people love to describe about me. That's what that is. That's what that is. I put in fucking work to be who you see in front of you right now. Continue to put in work. Having to be strong for other motherfuckers. And the women today that really defend these supposedly supposed to be grown ass men who don't do a goddamn thing to build a foundation for us. I have to let this message out because it's just so fucking sad and pathetic. And unfortunately, we have to bear the brunt of that shit. When I say we, I'm talking about black women. She had to be strong, the divine feminine. Had no other fucking choice. Because weakness was not an option unless she wanted death. But the main thing that makes the divine feminine a divine feminine was the fact that she turns to the God of truth. She doesn't honor and worship these lesser gods that run around on this realm. and have a very short-lived and not long-lasting amount of power and essence, because that shit is rooted in the devil, and that shit is always meant to be faded away and cast away. And that's why, let me go ahead and put up the Lover's card right here. Let me go ahead and put the Lover's card up so you can see what the divine feminine looks like. Look at this woman. She doesn't, that man that's by her, she's not looking at him. She's not checking for him. She has her head turned up to the divine. Because again, the divine feminine woman seeks the God of truth. So that's why she can't look at that earthly vessel of a man standing next to her like he's supposed to do something for her. That's what she had to learn through her initiation into divinity. So I guess I really didn't need to make this video that long. But one thing I do wish that anybody that comes across me, or even maybe comes across another black woman, is when you see her in her circumstances, if your immediate response isn't, how the fuck can I support her? You're useless. The divine feminine woman had to be strong because she didn't have anybody else. She was abandoned a long time ago. A long time ago. Black women have a wound. I've put in major work to heal my wounds. And now I just want to see other black women. I want to see other black women heal their wounds. I want to see them step into their divinity. It's necessary for this new earth that we're heading towards. I want to see black women rise to their best selves. That's what I want to see. I want to see black women putting themselves first always. That's what I want to see now. So this is a mini rant, just based on frustration, based on the fact that I really have to walk this earth being the baddest bitch ever, because if I'm not, I'll suffer. Because I was never able to rely on any man or any masculine vessel to be there for me. And I get worn out and I get tired because I don't have the testosterone for this shit. I'm a woman. As a black woman, I can't even afford to get with somebody based on love. Not in this realm. It's literally based on stability. Who is the most stable? Who can provide the most? Because I deserve the most. I don't deserve breadcrumbs like these motherfuckers want to try to give me. That doesn't make me bougie. That makes me high in fucking value. And unfortunately, y'all can't fucking recognize that because y'all are low in value yourselves. So that's my video. Just had to get it out. Thank you for watching.